My name is Jerome Altman. I am the director of the Exodus Drum and Bugle Corps. One of the greatest things that I found is that music is always an encouragement and uplifting, and it gives the kids a chance to do great things in the community.
She grew up on Chicago's West Side, and like I said, on December 3rd, she'll be making history. She'll be the first Black general in the United States Army here in the United States and from the West Side of Chicago. Please give her a round of applause. Ms. Seabury will be, she wanted to give this and have the Army give her star, her general star at Malcolm X College. And like I said, it'll be December the 3rd, and I'll be there with her and be grinning from all over because that's one of our very own. Mr. Corey, you're here. We're gonna get you this mic over here, and you can go ahead and you can look at that camera and introduce yourself and tell the reason why you're here. I know you're not just here to eat some of this turkey, you know, but go on and let us know why you're here, and hopefully it's something good.
Okay, well, it's always something good, if we're willing to listen. My name is Corey Daniel Braddock. I'm a longtime resident here on the west side of Chicago. I started my service as a Chicago police officer in the 15th district, and I ended up leaving in 2004, actually December 31st, 2004. I moved to Las Vegas, Nevada, and I became a State Farm insurance agent. And since then, I've been changing careers, trying to find myself, and I've found myself in a position of being restored by Jesus not too long ago. And it is my goal. It is my goal to make sure that we bring change to our community by bringing awareness as to what we can do. We don't need to talk negative about what we see. We all are living that every day, and we've been living it too long. So I'm here to express to everybody that we have superpowers that we can use. The only problem is too many of us are not using it because they're disenchanted with government and service. I'm here to show you and tell you and teach you how to do it. And hopefully I'll be in a position to service you. And you can come directly to me when you are in need. That's what I'm here for.
Okay, when you said superpowers, we want to know what those powers are, you know, because everybody up in here, we like to have some of those superpowers. So evidently you went to Vegas, you knew some of the superpowers.
You know, I got rich in life experience. I got rich in failures. I got rich by the experience of knowing how to address walking through the valley and dealing with bad circumstances. So I'm a warrior of God because I don't fear anything. I know everything is always going to be all right. And that is one of the superpowers that we have. But the main one that we can utilize while we are existing in the community together is the superpower to be a registered voter. Everybody has seemed forgotten how difficult it has gotten, how difficult it has been for us to be able to simply register to vote. And then we have to use that superpower to actually vote. In 2019, in the last election in this ward, there was 51,800 registered voters in the 37th ward. 51,800 registered voters. Do you know how many people turned out to vote in 2019? Only 8,500, 8,500. And the person that won with 4,500 votes. That's abysmal. We can't do that. We have to show the world that the residents in the 37th ward are serious. They care about their community. But with a turnout of 8,500 people to vote out of 52,000, they're basically saying that we don't care. That's what those numbers say. And then that allows for those decision makers who decide where resources go. It allows those decision makers to overlook us. We can't be overlooked. If we simply increase those numbers from roughly 8 or 9% to, let's say, 20 or 30%, and even as you increase voter participation, they will start to fear us, and they'll have to give us what is due to us. Okay? Orr High School has a field house, right? That is being utilized by a school. It's called KIPP 1. That field house belongs to all of the property tax owners that service Orr High School. But guess what? We cannot use it because someone has decided, one of those elected or appointed officials have decided to put KIPP 1 elementary school in the field house. Inside that field house, there are resources, assets that should be available to our community, like a swimming pool that has been busted for 15 years. There's a basketball court in there. It's a really great asset for our community, but we don't have access to it. Right? But you still, if you own property there, you're still paying your taxes, right? Yes, that field house, if you look at your tax, tax receipt, whatever the county gives you, look on there and see how much money your property taxes go towards the Chicago Park District. That money is supposed to be going toward that school, but the people that somebody, not you, a private entity, is occupying our public space. That's our public space that we have been paying taxes for, and it's not being maintained. It has been taken away from us, and all of that. And since the pool has been closed 15 years ago, we have to use that in the summer. Our kids have someplace, they gotta have someplace to go, right? But most of them choose to go downtown. They got all the police waiting for our kids to go downtown, harass them, arrest them, do whatever. And on the way back, they're harassed, also arrested, causing violence and issues. They don't want us down there. They don't want us running through the rest of the city to get there. On the way back, we getting harassed. Well, we have an asset right here that we can't use because somebody in government decided that the people in this ward serviced by Orr High School don't deserve it. And that's because we are not standing up and using our superpowers. I will tell you this, if you don't want to vote, let me show you. This is how we can change that. If you don't know the candidates on the ballot, you don't have to vote for them. But you do have to go and turn in that ballot. They count those ballots. Okay? The excuse not to vote and use your voice. Your voice is the superpower that God gave you. If you don't use it, you give it away. And once you give it away, they give away your resources because you are telling them, I'm not participating, I don't care, you can forget about me. That's what you say when you don't turn in that ballot. And right now, it's so easy for you to vote, you don't even have to leave your house. As long as you can go to the mailbox, pick it up when they send it to you, and then you can just take it back to the mailbox when you finish. You can vote at your own house. It's no excuse. And guess what? They send the ballots to your house. You vote for who you want to. You don't vote for people that you don't know. Just leave the bubble blank. And put it, no, seriously, because the ballot is counted. The ballot is counted. Don't want to take part in choosing a particular person, that's your decision. You're speaking so loud when you send an empty ballot back. So there is no excuse for us not to participate. No excuse for you not to use your superpowers.
I think we have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
You have a background, you've been in jail, can you still vote, can you vote?
Yes, yes, ma'am. In the state of Illinois, formerly incarcerated people or ex-felons have the right to vote. In the state of Illinois, as a matter of fact, they have you vote while you're in Cook County, because in Cook County, you're not convicted.
Amen.
You are not convicted if you're in Cook County jail. You're just waiting for trial. Your right to vote still exists while you're standing and waiting for trial. You only cannot vote if you are incarcerated. That means inside the facility. If you're on probation or parole in the state of Illinois, thank God, you can vote. And there is no penalty, not gonna get in trouble. So thank you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And we want to thank you too, sir, for coming out here this afternoon and joining us. Give them around, just introduce yourself and tell everybody in that camera and tell them what you're here for and your name.
My name is Dennis Ward, I'm from Emmett-Till neighborhood. I came from the Emmett-Till neighborhood. I also, graphic designer and photographer in Black Media. Also a distributor, a grower. Active Pure products. These products are straight from the International Space Station. Astronauts have been using it, it's been awarded by NASA, promoted by NASA. And we are just, at the Black Women's Expo, had these machines on display at the Black Women's Expo. I hear from my dad, we got one machine on the table and also a digital mask. These machines are designed to protect you from COVID-19, also putting out the orders in your house. And one of my business associates worked downtown. He had two coworkers had the COVID-19. He did not catch it because he had this on. He had the active digital mask around his neck. He's working on two coworkers that had COVID-19. He did not catch it. It's been proven how it works. These machines works. These right here is only $100. We got one on the table. So,
And what's the radius of that? Will it cover,
the radius of the machine, it take you head to toe within a 5-foot radius. You can be at the mall, you can be at the church, you can be at the airport, you can be out grocery shopping. You won't catch nobody's germ.
how long do they last?
The charge lasts a whole week, works like a smartphone. You charge it up, the charge lasts a whole week. You get a full week of charge.
You got, one for this room or something like that?
Well, we got an air surface probe sitting on the table here. It's designed to protect you from germs and COVID-19 throughout this whole room.
So it'll cover even all the way back to the kitchen and the washrooms and all of
It
that?
covers this whole room, all the way on in the back.
So we would have to get something for the second floor or?
Yeah, you have to get one for surface, another one in the car. We got another machine in the car, and also digital mask.
And speaking of the car, Do you have one in case I'm in the car riding with somebody that might be coughing or sneezing or something?
Yes, we have a machine designed for the car, to work with the people who live, they can get a machine, but they always in traffic, people traffic. By doing Uber or Lyft. And they have a machine for the car too.
So how much is the machine for the car and the one for the hall, and how can we?
The one for the hall is $1,200. But we do have a payment plan. Just in case you pay for it, $1,200.
One for the car?
And one of the cars is $150.
So that sounds good. Can you look in that camera and give them a number or an email or something that they can contact you to purchase these things?
You contact me at 312-315-8651.
And there's no email or any other source that
Our
we can,
email is dward9@outlook.com.
say that one once again, because it went over, kind of fast.
dward9@outlook.com. That's the email.
Do we have any questions from outside? No questions? Is there anything else that you would like to elaborate on?
That's all I've ever read.
So, once again, Mr. Dennis, and one of those devices will sit back and protect you, not just from COVID, but I think maybe the flu.
Check your phone, blue, COVID, keep germs away from the.
You won't even get monkeypox.
Yeah, you won't get monkeypox. You can get at the grocery store, don't face nobody else. The airport, you can. Airport, and they with people travel. Go
Yeah,
back to school. School teacher might have COVID-19 or a child might have a phone, maybe COVID-19, you won't catch it.
so these are some good things for us to have, especially with the way that things are floating around and coming around, and you're gonna go out, you're gonna mingle, you're gonna shop or whatever. It's only $100 for the one that he got around. Oh, wait. We got a customer, I think. Just got his hand up for one.
Huh? I didn't hear you.
He said, "Oh, thank you."
Yeah, that's the whole thing. I've seen the people.
You better get one for the girl too. Oh, you just offer a small room, you could just use the car device, right? Oh, okay. All right. Well, we want to thank you so much for coming out, Dennis, and we'll be right back with our next guest right after.
Hello, everybody. We're back at the Exit Center at 816 North Laramie Avenue. And so we have switched to me as the host, so we're gonna make this a little bit more interesting than everything else. So I have to my right is one of the youth, just like me. And we're gonna interview him, we're gonna get his insight about the job that he does, his lifestyle, and everything else that you possibly might know, and how he's gonna love being here, with his journey plan, and everything else that you could possibly do. So, without further ado, turn the camera this way. So, please present yourself, sir.
Hi, my name is Grayson.
How are you?
I'm 21.
21. I'm 20. He's 21. So, you work here, right, at the Exodus, right?
Yes.
This is your first day? Okay, so as your first day, what is like your journey that you want to fulfill here within this work program that you have planned?
I'm not sure yet because I just started,
Yeah,
so it's like still coming to me, but it'll hit me when it comes.
okay, okay. And is there any expectations that you're looking forward to through this journey of your weeks of working?
Yes, I plan on to learn a lot and try to get a better, clear visual out of it.
That's good. So what is like your talents, like what do you love to do that's, you know? Cause I do videography and all that type of stuff and editing. Like, what are you into?
I'm into like sports, you know, same thing, video photography, artists. And I wanna be aware of now DJ.
Well, DJ, oh, we got DJ, and I get a DJ sometimes when they don't let me hook up to the system, but it's okay. But, actually, I actually started, I think, last week, so my journey is still going, but it's really going good. As this being your first day, you don't really know yet about what your journey is gonna lead you or the expectations. Do you think at the end of the program, you think you're gonna actually take something home with you or into life? Do you expect that?
Of course, I'm the type of person that would like to expand and help others, just like how I use it, they can also use it, they can use it for other people.
So, so now you see, that we have. Now you see that we have somebody that just started today. Their journey has just begun and they don't really know what they want to execute yet, but they will definitely know. But in the future, when we come back and we do the interview, he's gonna be back again. And we're gonna give you more information about how his journey is going, where is it taking him, and how much he loves it here, or, you know, not like it here. This is all self-preference, but we actually have one more
Question,
question.
what's your position on parent-youth communication?
That's a very good question. What I think is that like certain youths don't have a lot of communication with their parents because it might be some things that might be going on, which the parents might understand, but they really don't understand because it's a lot of less communication between the child and the parent.
As in youth communication wise, if you could tell somebody, if a kid's having a problem communicating with their parents through something that they don't know how to tell them, how would you kind of influence it or be a mentor to them to help them benefit that mountain that's in front of them?
Well, what I would do is that if I were in that predicament, I would try to at least figure out what's wrong with my child, or if that doesn't work, then I'll like write it down or like express yourself, tell me like what's really going on, how can we both come to an agreement to the situation.
We also have a question for the man back there.
No, I got to answer quick questions. And, went back in the sixties, when we unified as a people,
Yes,
we worked together and every moment was so better and all that. Now that has diminished now, because much time has changed because of your enemy has ramped up and diminished. So when he flooded up cities with drugs in 1970, that destroyed the whole house. My family, mother's on drugs. And that is the number one cause that we are so divided now. That is the number one cause of why we are so divided now. And this is what I'm trying to tell people is that there's been a design purpose for us to be restored, especially for the black male. Black male is the number one enemy that they set out to destroy. That's why we got like 85% in prison. We dying in the street, we're killing each other because we got this. We designed to hate each other. And what I'm trying to do is bring about a understanding that we can wake up. All we have to do is ask God to wake us up. And then hear, call him by his name, pray and ask him to forgive us, then we'll restore us back to what we supposed to be. Cause like in the '60s, we were unified people. But then you got guys like J. Hoover, who is dead now, and his legacy lives on now. Right today. What he put in place is still going on today. We still killing each other, we down, we hate. You in a different game, I'll tell the guys this. Okay, if we wear different colors. Okay, if we take the colors out, who do you see? You see your brother. But if you wearing red and he wearing blue and he wearing yellow or gold, you see your enemy. You say he your enemy because he wearing yellow. But if you take the colors away, you see your brother. So that is our fault that we are so wandering in darkness. We have to ask God to awaken us up. And I know a lot of people don't say, well, we get God, but God is our answer, man. I'm telling you this, because he woke me up, you know what I mean? I went through my trial and tribulation. Now, I didn't been in prison. I done did, in 1979, I got awakened. And then I realized, man, hey, these are my brothers. Even though we're in a different gangs and different organizations, we're brothers. But once we take the colors away, we'll see our brothers. And that's the number one problem with us. We're taught to hate each other. So until we wake up and ask God to wake us up, we ain't gonna be.
Thank you so much. Can we get a round of applause to that station? Thank you. So now that you heard that beautiful statement, now that we got the intake on his life, on how he started, and everything else, we are definitely going to close this out for today. Thank you so much for tuning in, being a wonderful audience that you are, giving you my undivided attention and also yours. Well, being said, happy Thanksgiving. Have a wonderful, blessed day. I love you. And good night.